Guys, welcome to my YouTube show, Shams Empire. We are in Diani for the official launching of the Arsenal Kenya Diani branch, and which was yesterday. So today is just fun day and the other charitable events. Fortunately, I was lucky to meet Kenny. Kenny, right? So maybe he'll tell us his name and maybe his association with Arsenal Kenya and more stories. Be it our main brand, Arsenal Football Club. So you'll get to hear from him. So welcome, Kenny, to my YouTube show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So can you tell our viewers your name and your association with Arsenal Kenya and Arsenal?
Of course.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Kenny. I am British and I was born in North London, very close to the stadium, but I grew up about 30 miles north. I live in central London now. I'm a season ticket holder at the Emirates. I'm in club level in the North Bank behind goal. If you look at, there's a banner in the stadium that says over and over and over again. I sit under the second R of the second over. So if you ever want to see me on TV, but we never get that bit on TV.
Oh, nice.
Arsenal Kenya. I've been coming to Kenya maybe once or twice a year for about 14 years. I met Dennis and Jao about 9 years ago. Who runs Arsenal Kenya. He's been a very good friend of mine for a very long time. So I was in Nairobi for a few weeks and I've been watching the Arsenal games with Dennis, like the last 3 games I think it was, in pubs in Nairobi. And on Friday afternoon I said to him, "Where are we watching the game tomorrow?" He said, "Oh, didn't I tell you we're going to Diani?" Yes. And it's a holiday weekend here and the trains were sold out, the buses were sold out. I managed to find a flight at 1:30 in the morning on Saturday morning. Coincidentally arrived at the same time as the train that Dennis and everyone was on. So got to the SGR station and we all got, I think there was 3 matatus that came here to Diani Beach, to the team hotel. Another bit of backstory with Dennis, you know the Arsenal Kenya banner that's in the stadium? Me and Dennis worked together to make that happen. And we worked with Mark Brindle of the Arsenal, the fan liaison. And the very final tweaks to the design, I did that.
Oh, so you're a designer?
No, I'm not a designer, but I helped finish that design of the Arsenal Kenya banner in the stadium.
Oh, nice.
And it's still there today.
Yes,
like
I normally see in the Emirates Stadium, Hakuna Matata.
Yeah,
so you're the one who did it?
I helped Dennis do it, yeah. I can't remember whose idea it was, but definitely we managed to make that happen together, which was good. Wow. So yeah, it was getting a bit dirty, but I think Arsenal's cleaned it up, so it looks a lot cleaner this season.
Yes.
What else? I don't know. I go to most Arsenal games, home and away.
So yesterday you missed the Arsenal versus Bournemouth.
Yeah,
you could have watched it live.
I would have watched it live.
Yes, but unfortunately you watched it live in Diani.
I watched it here instead.
How was the atmosphere and the Kenyan fans?
Well, I mean,
Manyata?
The whole atmosphere up to now of this event has been absolutely incredible. Like it's so well organised. The people that did this had no idea, and the hospitality of the Kenyans is outstanding. Mm-hmm. Like everyone I meet comes up to me, wants a selfie and a chat. It's yes. If there's any London fans want to come to see how it is, come to Rwanda. You know the Arsenal East Africa thing they do every Easter?
Oh,
that's going to be in Rwanda, in Kigali next Easter.
Next year it'll be in
I went
Rwanda.
to the one 5 years ago in Mombasa and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, you went to
I was there,
in Mombasa?
I was meant to be going to the Kampala one, but of course COVID put a stop to it.
This year was in Tanzania?
I didn't even remember this year's. I wasn't reminded about it. I would have gone to Tanzania because I've never been.
So next year you'll come on the Easter holiday, go to Rwanda?
I'm intending to. I mean, the problem is that is the Ipswich away, and of course Ipswich hasn't been in the Premier League for 30 years, so everyone wants to go to their stadium, so I'd love to go to that game, but hopefully I'm going to come to Rwanda.
Oh, nice. So, how do you describe the Kenyan fan base of Arsenal?
I say this to everyone I meet in London. I've got like various groups, WhatsApp groups I've been sending lots of pictures and videos to while I've been away. The Kenyan fans are crazy. They're really passionate about the game. They know a lot about the game. What's quite surprising is like the gender balance. There's a lot more women supporting Arsenal than normally back home. It's nearly all men. And here there's a better mix of things. And there's I met some woman and she was with her boyfriend who was wearing an Arsenal shirt, and he was a Man United fan, and he said he had to wear the Arsenal shirt
yes, of course.
just to come here. Yeah, everyone's really passionate about the game. They know a lot about it. They really support Arsenal. One of the best things about these events and Arsenal Kenya events that I found, and the Arsenal East Africa events, is the charity side of things, that they do stuff like that. They actually try and put something giving back into the community as part of the events and stuff. Like yesterday, the charity blood drive, and everyone blood donations at the hospital. It was that sort of thing's amazing. Wow. We don't do that. We just get drunk.
Wow. So does the Arsenal management know that the Arsenal Kenya are holding their charitable events? I
wouldn't know. I don't know anything about Arsenal management. These are just my friends. I'm just a fan just like you. I just go to all the games.
Nice.
I have nothing to do with the club.
Oh, nice. I saw you had some number on your ticket. When you buy a ticket, you're given a number. That's your registration number as a fan?
The season ticket, yeah. A season ticket at Emirates. You have to pay Arsenal about 8k just to join the season ticket waiting list. And it's at least 12 years long. Oh, so you can't just buy a season ticket, and then eventually when you're invited to buy a season ticket, you don't really get to choose where you sit. Like they say, we have a seat here and you will have the same seat at every game. So, and like once you've been a fan for a few years, you might be able to change to different seats if you want to, but if they offer you a seat, you just take it wherever you're given, really, because everyone wants to go to the stadium. Like it's, I mean, even before we were good again, like even sort of 7 or 8 years ago, there was still a 10-year waiting list for season tickets, and now of course everyone wants it because we're doing well. So yeah, you get the same seat every day. For away games, it's different. Depends how much time you've got on your channel, really.
I have time. You can
edit stuff. Yeah, of course. Yeah. How away games work is you first need to have a season ticket. So if you haven't got a season ticket, you can't go to an away game. Is basically it. So once you've got
take your tickets,
you need a season ticket first, yeah, and then before they can sell you a ticket for an away game, generally speaking, and then depending on, and this is catch-22, depending on how many away games you've been to, depends can you go to another game. So for example, Bournemouth is one of the hardest games of the season because it's such a small stadium. There's only 1,200 away fans, I think it is. And so you need 45 away points to be allowed to go to Brighton. What that means is you've attended 45 away games in the previous 3 seasons. Do you see what I mean? Now for much bigger stadiums, and especially ones that are far away, like let's say, like the FA Cup game that I think, are we playing Preston away? Yeah, 2 weeks, isn't it? And also FA Cup, you get 15% of the stadium to away fans, whereas Premier League is only 5% of the stadium. So Preston, there's probably 4,000 or 5,000 tickets for away fans. So the number of away points required for that might go down to 0. So that's how you start building up your away points. You go to the games that require 0 away points, and then you get 1 away point for attending. And then over time, if you're lucky, you will have done 5 away games with 0 away points in 3 years. And then that means you can go to a game that requires 5 away points, in 3 years. Wow. And then, so then you'd have 5 away points, and they get reset on a rolling 3-year basis. So some of the games, like the bigger Premier League grounds, they might go down to 5 away points. So then you could buy a ticket and then you get 6 and 7. And over time, like I've now got 45, no, I've got 50 at the moment, or 51 even. That's pretty much the maximum away points you can have in the previous 3 years. That means I can pretty much go to any game I want, which is amazing, to be honest. It's taken me years to get to where I am.
Nice.
But it's
so
it's very hard.
You attend,
the more chance you have of going
to
exactly. That's exactly it. But it's very, very complicated for away games, and most fans don't even know what I've just explained to you there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I was just at Atalanta the other week, in Bergamo, and the club thought that would go to 45, 50 away points, and eventually it went down to 0 because people weren't going to go because the club was so strict about you need ID, you can't swap tickets, and the people that, because of course we're playing Inter in 10 days, I'm going to that game as well. And so it's like basically Milan twice in 2 months. So I think a lot of people didn't want to go to Atalanta. They're saving up to go to Inter instead. So it was actually possible to go to Atalanta on 0 away points in the end. It's probably going to be true of Milan. Actually, I think that's already been gone. So the way I told you, you build up away points is you go to these games that are unpopular and far away.
If you've got lesser points, maybe we say for a certain game we need 30 points.
Yeah.
And you're 25. If you won't attend the match,
You can't exactly. Yeah, you can't. That's exactly it.
It's until 30 and above.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be a frequent fan.
You have to go crazy, spending huge amounts of money travelling for Arsenal.
How much does this cost for? Maybe let me say it's a London derby, Chelsea, Arsenal, one ticket.
Well, it's different. It's different home and away. Away games are, and the Premier League has set a limit of, it's about 5k. So the maximum you can pay for an away game is 5k.
5k Kenyan money?
Yeah, Kenyan money.
Kenyan money, huh?
For home games, my seat for the North London derby, there's five top games. It's Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Man United. Those 5 games, and plus PSG, whichever. If you get some of the Champions League, heavy Champions League, my seat for that game was 35k.
35k
for one seat for one game.
For one game.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you are a true fan.
I paid for it last year, and I'm still paying it on my credit card now.
So you have to for example, we will be playing Newcastle. I think that's our after
Newcastle away. Yeah, I'm going to that game. That's my next game. Yeah.
Your next game.
Yeah.
So the tickets are already sold out.
It's all sold. Yeah.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Zero. I go down to the website. I want to try and purchase.
No chance.
Like
I've just explained to you, you need a season ticket first, and then enough away points to be able to go.
So how long does it take? Maybe January games. Do we still have some slots left, or it's fully booked? The entire
no,
season?
they start selling for home games. You book the season tickets for the whole year, right?
The whole year.
Yeah.
So
for the away games is game by game, and they sell the tickets about 5 weeks before the game. But again, it's sold. It's sold in tiers. Like it's like you've got this many points you can buy. The next day, this many points you can buy. The next day, this many points you can buy. Next day, this many points you can buy until it's sold out. So that's how they sell away games, based on how many games you've been to in the past.
A nice inspiration. At least I've learned something from the local. I should invite you one of these fine days. I take you now to our local derby.
I'd love to.
Mashemeji. Have you heard of Mashemeji?
I haven't. No.
Gor Mahia and FC Leopards. The energies.
Nice.
Beyond the levels.
Cool.
Thank you so much. So when you go back, tell your friends.
Of course.
We love them so much.
Yeah.
They also have some time. You can come with them and visit Kenya.
Of course.
And you see the energies that we have.
I know. They need to see it. Definitely.
Definitely.
For themselves.
Anything for our fans?
Anything for your fans? Thank you very much for being so generous and welcoming of me just coming and gate crashing your event at the last minute. That little singing along to the Angel yesterday was a lot of fun. I don't know if anyone's seen that video. That was really embarrassing. But like it was, yeah, thank you so much for everything. And I look forward to seeing you in Kigali next Easter.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kenny,
for
coming to my YouTube show. Can you tell them to like, share and subscribe?
Whatever the hell he's talking about, like, share and subscribe.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.